Welcome back, everybody. So it's time to dig into the front wheels, the pedestal, the hubs. That's good. That's as to be expected with X231. One spins, one doesn't. When we got it, we didn't even have a wheel on this hub. And I see we have, the torched off remnants of one of the rim bolts right there. We've got another broken bolt right there. That's probably why they decided they just weren't going to put a wheel back on there and send it. Good enough. So, yeah, we're in this department right here. View of the other side right there. So, being as we're still waiting on the bolster to come back from the radiator shop, which I was in contact with them late last week. Still no forward movement on it, but they assure me that they are going to be getting to it soon. So until we get that bolster back, we do what we can do. So front pedestal, we might as well keep working our way on down. This is the one that was on X231. Number on it though. Let's flip this over. All right. We have a 10A 22861. 10A. I did not expect that. I have not done a lot of inspecting of this piece yet. One would have thought that should have been 10X. Maybe maybe they replaced it with a 445 pedestal. It wouldn't surprise me if they hadn't broken all the front wheels right off of this tractor at one point in time for all the other things that were destroyed. So hang on just a second. Front wheels and pedestal off of the 445 parts tractor. Let's take these apart and see if they're the same. First impressions of this piece, I think we were on the Let's Run Whatever Tires Free program. Yeah, this one, a lot wider than this one. And it looks like, yeah, the sidewall's even been rubbing on the side of the pedestal. I think we got a little bit of a divot in there. Fun fact, rubber wearing against metal will wear the metal faster than the sidewall of the tire. You wouldn't think it, but it's true. They've been fighting that one. It's all kinds of scarred up. Ooh, I don't want to break that. I think it's time for some heat. Let's flip it around and try the other side. Well, of the ones that were there, they all came out. I don't know if we got a broken one. 2, 3, 4, 5. There should have been 6. Yeah, we'll find out. Figures. There. A couple junk tires we can get rid of now. And tubes. Well, we were taking along very well. What started as, hey, let's take this parts tractor pedestal apart to verify a casting number, has now turned into full tilt off the rails. I don't even know what to think about anything anymore, and I'm questioning everything. What more can we expect? It's X231. So I'll show you what we've got going on. Yeah, this is the pedestal that was on X231. I was assuming it was going to be correct for the geometry of that tractor. I now have serious doubts. Being that we've got the 10A number, 10A22861. Guys, I don't know what I'm looking at here now. If anyone knows by this number what this is for, 10A22861, please let me know, because now I'm at a loss. Here's the pedestal we just took, come on man, settle down, that we just took apart from the 445 parts tractor. Sure enough, we had a pretty good pocket worn in right there for that wide tire, but we also had a wide tire over here at one point. We got some pretty good wear. Everything is the same down here in the hubs. But what I found was, we go up here toward the top, look at how much shorter this one is than the 445 production. And we don't have a readable number on this one. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. This is where it was, and of course that tire obliterated most of it. We've got it cast vertically. There's a 10A. I think that could have began life as a 6 or an 8. I think it was a 6, and then the other digits would have been where it's gone. And then down here, that's not legible, but I think it's like a casting maker's symbol, kind of like that is down there. So we can't verify anything for an actual number here. Bear with me. But look at the difference in the length. So this came off of X231, 15 and 5/8. Sorry about that glare. 445, 18 and an 1/8. We've got roughly 3 inches difference there between the two. And the geometry of X231 is so close to a production 445, there's no way we can account for a 3-inch height difference in the front pedestal. I just don't. This can't be the right piece for X231. Being that it's a 10A, that should have been a 10X, because everything came before this, I think, was more like the ZB. What do we got going on here? So we know the 445 was a 10A, possibly starts with a 6. Here's the 445 breakdown. Here's what we want, this piece, number 1. That says column vertical shaft. Part number 10A 6544. So that could have been 10A and then a 6544. That's as far as that would have gone. Unfortunately, that's completely obliterated. So production model ZB tractor and 445 both had 550 by 16 wheels on the front. Incidentally, that's the same size that we have on the Farmall H right here. So let's do a little bit of scaling, shall we? These tires are about 28 inches high as they sit. That's a 550/16. Half of 28 is 14. So we will throw the 14 on center right there. The top of that tire, if it was a 550/16, would have been just about equally as tall as the top of the pedestal. Look in our archive photo here though. If that's a 550/16 tire, we've got about 3 inches of pedestal sticking up above it. Just like we would have from the witness marks here on the production 445 pedestal. We'll center up a 14 right on the hub. Boom, top of the tire would be there. We've still got like that same 3-inch surplus of pedestal sticking up above the tire, assuming these were 550/16s. I think we've got the wrong one. I think they put this one on because it fit, but there's no way this tractor's gonna sit right with that on there. It would be low at the front. It would be 3 inches low at the front. And remember, we never had all 4 wheels on X231 at the same time until we broke that 445 parts tractor down, and we just threw the back wheels from that onto X231. And I don't remember how that tractor sat, if it seemed like it was low in the front or not. I wasn't evaluating for that at the time. And I don't know what the deal was, because my grandfather was the one that originally purchased X231 with X253. And if he, part of the deal was he either gave the original rear tires from X231 back to the Joneses where it came from, or if he sold them to someone else. I don't know the particulars of that deal now, but I know the back tires for X231 pretty much vanished as soon as that tractor landed here. So I couldn't tell you how it would have been stance-wise before. I think they found a pedestal off of another model Minneapolis Moline that fit, because maybe they broke the original one, and that's just what it had, and now we don't have anything that's close to correct. So the plot thickens. Okay, everybody, from some of my reference material, and mostly Google, I just spent the last 30 minutes trying to figure out what this shorter pedestal is off of. It's from a much newer Minneapolis Moline Jetstar 3. It's about 10 years too new to be on this January 1955 prototype 445 tractor. So, and it's kind of a rare piece in itself. Most of those Jetstar 3s, which they didn't make many of them, but the majority of the ones they did make were all wide fronts. So finding a narrow front pedestal for one is kind of tough to do. And look at that, we did it. We weren't even trying. So that's definitely not the right pedestal for X231. It can't be. It's just too short. And the 445 parts tractor pedestal we have is not going on to Show Pony Parade Queen with divots like that on either side. So that means I'm probably going to be on the lookout for another 445 production front pedestal. One that doesn't have wear, and one that's going to be a worker for X231. So that kind of puts the kibosh to the forward momentum that we thought we had when we woke up this morning. Oh, this tractor, nothing's easy. Well, still, we can take these down. We can see if we've got anything good for hubs, for bearings. From the research I've done, hubs and bearings and spindles should all be the same. So we'll see if we can glean any decent parts out of these. We'll figure out why this one doesn't want to turn. That could be fun, maybe. I don't know. Let's do it. It's the only thing we've got left to do. Okay, production 445 parts tractor pedestal, because I don't have a use for it anyway, so we might as well take it down. The Minneapolis Moline wheel bearing caps are kind of funny. They're kind of like a mushroom top cap. They don't have a real good like rolled edge where you can actually get a tool down there to disengage them. So if you're careful just with a hammer and a flat punch, you can get them out without denting them up. There we are. Oh, some nice grease in there. Yeah, you kind of see the shape profile of that now. Yep. Oh, that's the old good stuff too. If we had smell-o-vision right now. Ooh. Definitely smells like dead dinosaurs. Cotter pin should come out. Wait 1 second. I think that's a nail. Are you kidding me? I'm pretty sure this is a nail. Let's get this out of here. Gosh, it looks like a nail. If it's a nail, I'm gonna... They must have bent it over really well. Yes, my friends, that is a nail. Okay, not standard. That should have been a cotter pin. Hey. Let's see. Yeah, I need a wrench on there. Okay. we can get it off now. Yep. And there should just be this castle nut with no washer. The nut bears right up against the outer bearing, if it's put together according to the parts book. It's hard to say because we've already found a nail. Well, it came off fairly easily. Outer bearing, they got it packed full in there. And we do have a grease seal on the back side. Other side has not been as cooperative. Yeah, that could be why. We get some rust in there. Outer bearing doesn't look horrible though. I think it's all contained to the inside. The seal stayed behind. The bearing moved a little bit. I think it's up against some rust on the spindle. Yeah, that's definitely shot. No good. Like a metal seal retainer, that looks like a felt seal. I should be able to carefully peel the felt out of here. There we go. Now let's see if we can dislodge that retainer. I'd rather not damage anything if I can help it. Some of these Minneapolis Moline pieces, we don't have new ones. We have to reuse what we've got. I don't know for a fact that this is one of them, but just in case. There. That looks good. Boy, that bearing. Oh, look at that. Roller's falling out. Oh, yeah. That one was on its way out. Coming apart. That didn't have many more revolutions left in it at all. So that's scrap metal. And it's a while later. I also disassembled the shorty pedestal that was on X231 when we got it. And really nothing more to report here. This side that didn't want to turn, we had another rusty bearing that was stuck up here on the inside. That seems to be a common theme. 3 of the 4 of the inner bearings were just rusted and falling apart. So I don't think those old felt seals really did the job after they got some wear on them. Takeaways from the episode though, we do have 4 identical hubs. They are all 10A 6824s. All right, so I should get 2 good hubs out of here that I don't have to try to take broken bolts out of, things like that. Of all the bearings, I think there was about 1 bearing that I might consider reusing, so I think we're just going to re-bearing everything when we go to put back together. If you did have a damaged spindle, you can take these pinch bolts out right here, and you can see where the spindles themselves just are kind of clamped in. Okay, so you could take that bolt out. You're going to need some heat and try to spread that a little bit, but they will drive out. Usually, if you don't have to mess with those, you don't get into it because you're opening a can of worms, and it's going to take quite a lot of effort to dislodge those after several decades of being rusted in. So I think we're at an all stop right here as far as the front wheels go, until I can find another 445 production front pedestal that is in better shape than this one. How in the world this tractor ended up with a Jetstar 3 pedestal on, part of me would really like to know. Another part of me is just fine not knowing. The things that went on out on that prototype farm out there, those boys could break an anvil with a rubber mallet if you let them. So I don't know what we're going to do on X231 next. It's going to depend on what I can source for parts here coming up. I think it's time to talk to the salvage yard again. They don't have an awesome selection of Minneapolis Moline stuff, but there are a few 445 and 4 stars and things like that down there that I think would all be compatible. So I think it's time to get on the phone once again. Maybe we'll look at rear hubs and wheels. maybe I'll move on to a couple of other projects that need doing around here. Either way, something will be on the feed. So I thank you for watching, everyone. I know today's episode was less than stellar, and one step forward, two steps back. We definitely did that today. It is X231 after all. Curveball after curveball. We'll just take them the best that we can. So hope to see y'all back again.